I don't have them ready.
All right, let's wait. We have to wait to pull them up. We have to pull them up here. So we'll have Stank delete all this.
Oh, there was a German one that I liked.
Oh, you wanted that one?
Yeah. Okay. All right. I like.
I want to do. No, let's do the anime foods one and then the German one. Those would be our two.
Okay. You go first then.
All right. All right. So love letters. First, we have what anime foods would you want to eat, which is a really good question because anime food always looks really good, and this is a great segue to talk about Food Wars again. But if I'm being real, the number one anime food that I would want to eat is either the food that Spirited Away, her parents eat in the beginning, that turns them into pigs. I don't even care if I got turned into a pig. I like that meal. Like there was all that food looked delicious.
Yeah.
Like you get turned into a pig at the end of the meal. Do you take that chance?
Yeah. No, I like you completely like usurped whatever I was gonna say. Like that's my answer now. Like that is delicious looking food, and the fact they turn into a pig is like what I'm like, oh damn, that must be good. Like you're becoming a goddamn hog over this feast.
Over this food? Like that like it's like what the food does to people in Food Wars amplified.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're getting groped by a squid. Imagine the food's so good it changes you.
Yeah.
Not even just like what happens mentally to you. Like you just turn into a hog. And then second, the breakfast Howl cooks for Sophia and everybody.
That's just like bacon and eggs. It's literally bacon and eggs.
You can't tell me when he's cracking like those 5 eggs and that bacon into the skillet and he's throwing the shells into Cal's mouth. That looks like the best breakfast ever. Bacon and eggs looks extraordinary.
You want the chef. I think the food you want to try is Howl. It's just bacon and eggs. Just because he cracks it sexy doesn't mean it tastes any better.
Let's not act like any of the food on this list we're going to talk about here is not just food from the real world.
Dog, strap in. Because...
Okay, here I am, strapped.
As you know, fucking buckle in, dog. Because as you know, I just finished season 1 of Food Wars. And so, this isn't my answer, but I wanted to throw in a fun, like, silly... oh my god, I've been so loud. My poor roommates. I wanted to...
Who cares?
I wanted to throw in a fun...
It's not like you don't record screaming content in there every day.
I know, they know what I'm about.
Yeah, you're not a quiet roommate. You're the worst one.
I know. But in Food Wars, there's this bit where there's like a whole egg episode. Like everyone's got to do something related to eggs. And one character makes like a milkshake that she somehow like infuses into the shell of an egg, and then a little straw comes out, and it can't be possible. There's no way that's real. But I was like, I want a little eggshell milkshake. It's just an eggshell.
Why would it be impossible?
How do you do
it? Would just be small. You just empty it. You like stab the bottom with a tack. You empty the egg out. You shake it. You empty the egg out, and then you cut a little hole and you put in a milkshake. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it.
I guess so. You would need like a syringe. You need a syringe to get the shake, because the milkshake is thick. Getting it into the egg is the thing. How's this for an image?
Eggs are also thick. Like it's not like eggshell is immune to thick objects. So your choice. I'm going Spirit. No wonder you want an egg milkshake.
No, okay. My real answer is because that's the most fun like anime ass food. Like that's a food where I'm like, whoa, that is like that's like a Super Saiyan egg. My choice is the like beef or pork pierogies from Yuri on Ice, which is why I wanted to add a fun one, because nobody fucking knows what that is. But there's a bit in Yuri on Ice. There's a bit in Yuri on Ice. The whole fucking show, the main guy is like, man, I love pork cutlet bowls, and he's weird and sexual about it. And then at one point, one of the victors gets a little like pierogi, and it's full of like eggs and pork, and it looks delicious. That's what I want.
That's of all the anime food ever, and you chose the Polish commoner's pierogi.
Yes.
You're like Cleveland, Ohio. That's That's where I want my anime food to come from.
Dude, well, the reason I don't like Food Wars is because I'm so not the audience. Like, they have this, like, 12 ingredient, like, magnum opus of a dish, and I'm like, dog, I don't eat 3/4 of whatever the fuck creature is on that plate. Like...
For those of you who don't know Danny personally, he eats like you would imagine a 12-year-old with adult money eats like.
I eat like a 12-year-old throwing a tantrum in, like... Yeah.
Like, if there's peas on his rice, he's not eating any of it.
No
like, Danny
chance.
eats rice and chicken. And rice, if you're lucky, it's more like loose noodles.
Dude, well, they, like, Food Wars, like, everyone's like, oh, man, the food looks great. They have people, like, wheeling out what look like a little fucking, like, swamp ecosystem in a bowl, where it's, like, just a bubbling green mush, and then some seaweed coming out, and a twig, and it's like...
You're describing... Everything you just described is actually ramen.
Yeah, but, like, that shit's not shaped like a dinosaur. Like, I'm not putting that in my body.
What is it shaped like a dinosaur?
Chicken tendies.
Oh.
The people's food.
So you're saying the requirement for it to enter into your body is for it to be dinosaur shaped?
If I can't have a merry little time playing with my meal... Yeah, like, then what am I even doing?
Were you the kid that took the animal crackers and smashed them into each other to see which was the strongest animal cracker?
No, that's psychotic.
You didn't do that?
No.
Oh my god. I did this with my entire kindergarten class. You would take the animal crackers, and you would smash their heads together, and you'd do, like, competitions. And you'd be like, this is my ringer right here.
Wow.
You get, like, the sheep or the lion. You'd smash into other people's animal crackers to see which was the strongest animal cracker. So much fun.
How's it feel to know you were power scaling before anybody else?
At least they were in the, no, I'm fine. They were in the same universe, all right? They were all in the Animal Cracker universe. Those are relative feats.
The ACU?
Yeah, the ACU, which, I probably am not alone on this take. That was a lot of fun, and I'm sure there was plenty of other people who actually do that. Okay, I got second one. Love letter.
I got one.
You read it.
Okay, this one's from Dirk Bruggeman. Definitely butchering that German.
It's been a fun week for you in pronunciations. I've enjoyed it.
It's been a fun night for sure. Well, you don't even say who says them. That's like the whole fun of people sending them in.
Stank didn't even. Okay, gun it.
Yeah, gun it.
Is actually G Unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dirk Bruggeman, and then with like an umlaut over the U, so whatever that translates to. Says,
I don't know how to say an umlaut.
I have no idea.
Do you pronounce it like oom? I don't know how to say an umlaut.
Let's just keep trying until someone gets offended.
Yeah.
Let's go back and forth.
Oh, because our massive contingency of German listeners. All right, continue.
He goes, how do you find the representation of the USA in anime and manga? As a German, I'm aware that sometimes the portrayal of my nation abroad is as if Germany hasn't evolved since Hitler, so I'm personally always curious how other people perceive the perception of their nation in the world. Are America's perception in anime... Ready? Here we go. This is it.
Depends.
That's it.
That's not inaccurate.
That's it there.
For those of you listening, Danny just re-put on his cross glasses.
Yeah. It's Bungo Stray Dogs, actually, that show that you love and have seen, has...
I've seen all of it, all 5 seasons, yeah.
There's an arc where all the villains are based off American authors, and the leader is the writer of The Great Gatsby, F. Scott Fitzgerald. And he is like just daddy's credit card personified. And he's like, well, we have to have money. And like...
I don't know, because I feel like America doesn't come up that often in anime. I guess it does. Like in MHA it comes up. And therefore, like, Stars and Stripes and All Might are supposed to be like the representations of America, because All Might is like fantasizes about America, and America is like known as the strongest nation. Chainsaw Man, America comes up a lot because it's like the Soviet Union, America, and China, and like America is the only people still fighting the gun devil and the control devil. So I don't know. It's a good question.
But even
I don't know what I would.
Even in My Hero, when they go to America, do you remember All Might's like American friend Dan, who's just like a blonde-haired, like, dude driving a Corvette in shades?
But how is that, like, that's not that inaccurate, is the thing. Like, if you were to boil America down, like, obviously there's a lot of America. It's a huge country, so boiling it down into one thing is tough, but, like, that exists here. It does, not here, but
Well,
it exists there.
Well, that's the thing, is that, like, America is kind of, like, so culturally diverse, or it's so diverse in terms of, like, who's here. It's like a big melting pot. And so when anime goes for, like, a stereotypical American, it's usually, like, a Beverly Hills dude, or, like, hey, I'm walking here, what are you doing? Like, a guy with a bald patch in the back of his head.
Yeah.
Or like a...
So that's the thing about America, is you could take mud and throw it at the wall, and you're gonna hit, like, whatever you hit, it exists.
Yeah.
Like there's so much culture in America that, like, and they're also massively different, that, like, if you do the Hollywood Hills, or you do the New York, like hair salon Italian, or, you know, like, there's so many different people, because it's such a big country, that, like, I feel like it gets boiled down into being, like, guns and freedom, but, like, that's also a huge contingency in America. So, like,
yeah. So I don't mind it.
That's not wrong, but, like, you can't, there's no way you could create an American and it would be a perfect representation of all of America, because it's unrepresentable. Like, if you did, it would be boring, because it would just be like,
well, that's also, you could also argue you can't do that with any country, because then that's just literally a stereotype. Like, that's just what stereotyping is. So I guess they're just...
Fair.
Yeah, so that's what, like... Yeah, I don't mind it. It is always fun.
Look at us backwards walking into moving against stereotypes. Look at us absolutely, like, accidentally laying up into being woke. Wow. Look, you know what? You know what? All representations bad. Yeah. Countries, take them out. We don't need them.
But no, I
don't believe in borders.
I think it's fun when, like, an American shows up in an anime and it's just like a, hey man, like, check out my credit card kind of dude.
It's like very clearly a Japanese person speaking English too, and it's like, you're like, yes, good,
I love
perfect. I don't know why we couldn't have got an English voice actor. Like, it's not like there's no English voice actors in Japan. Yeah. Like, it's always just like a Japanese dude struggling with English, and it's hilarious.
Yeah,
it's like JoJo's. It happens in Bleach sometimes. It's great.
Yeah, it also just like you said, it, like, rarely happens. So, like, why would it bother me? Like, I could see if you're, like, of a different nationality and your country keeps being brought up in media as this one stereotype, like, that would be so frustrating. Yeah. But it, like, never happens.
Yeah, and, like, especially, like, in Germany, where, yes, it's the 99% of people are not Nazis, you know? So, like, that's obviously, like, you see that and you're like, okay, like, not, like, even those who, like, were sympathizers to it are dead now. So, like, that would be aggravating, for sure. Because it does happen in JoJo's. They're, like, the one German character is, like, literally a Nazi, but, like, also kind of a cool guy. It's a weird... He's a weird character. Yeah. Like, he's an important character who's, like, on their side in the first two parts, but also very actively a Nazi. So it's very... So, like, seeing that, like, that over and over again is aggravating. But, yeah, no, it's a good question. And that's all we have for this week, ladies and gentlemen.